Hello, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Annabelle with Snack Time Yoga, and this is your 45-minute beginner yoga flow. This is great for people who would like to try yoga but haven't had the chance yet, or if you are a seasoned yoga practitioner. This can also be great for you if you want a more basic yoga flow. I have a couple things here, a little cushion, throw pillow, and a blanket. These are nice to have if you're practicing at home and you just might need a little bit of extra support or extra cushion. So they're here. I'll be demonstrating a few ways you can use them, especially if you're not used to sitting on the floor and being on the floor. We do a lot on the floor in yoga, and we want to make sure that we're comfortable throughout that. We're not really trying to just suffer for 45 minutes. So let's go ahead and get started. Bring yourself to a comfortable seated place. If you'd like, you can grab a cushion and just sit on it. That should relieve a bit of pressure in your hips and lower back if you feel any. We'll start by just slowing things down a little bit. Maybe let your eyes close. Notice your breath moving through you. Notice if your breath is slow or fast. If it feels gentle or labored. Notice if you're breathing through your nose or your mouth. Just observe what's happening with your breath. You don't need to do anything special or change it. Trying to breathe in a way that feels natural. Might be helpful to relax a bit through your shoulders and your hips. Relax the muscles in your face. If any part of you feels uncomfortable or tight being here, see if there's something you can do to change your position and adjust. Just responding to whatever cues your body sends you. Now take a deep breath in and reach your arms up. And exhale, bring your palms together and plug on in. You can connect your thumbs to your heartbeat. If it feels better, hands can find your belly or just sit in your lap. It's okay. Relax a bit through your shoulders and your fingertips. Now take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Drop your hands and gently open your eyes. Now lean over to your right side, bringing your hand or your forearm to the ground. So here we don't want to necessarily go for as far as possible, just a nice stretch. So your left arm can reach up, might be nice to lean back or roll forward. If you feel anything going on in your knees here that's not like a good feeling, just ease out. You can bring your hand a bit closer to your body or adjust through your legs, find a different position there. Gently bring yourself up. And we'll come into a twist, bringing your right hand to your left knee. Left hand can find the ground behind you, rest on your hip. whatever is comfortable. Easy inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Relax and come back to face forward. We'll do that on the other side, leaning left. Just let the floor catch you. Stretch your right arm up, maybe staying here if you want to tip forward or back, just exploring. Sometimes with yoga, we tend to think, oh, I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible, or my body can't do that. And really it's about exploring, finding a version that really works for you, not necessarily putting your body into a certain shape. Bringing yourself up back to sit when you're ready. And then coming into a twist. Place your left hand on your right knee. Right hand can find the ground behind you or just rest somewhere along your hip or your back. Easy inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Turn back to face forward. Now bring both hands behind you on the ground. If that feels far away, you can just bring them to your lower back or just somewhere behind you. That's okay. And then lift up in your chest, maybe drop into your head and neck. And then hinge forward, going for a nice stretch in the other direction. So maybe it's just straight out in front of you, maybe over to one side. You don't need to try to reach as far as possible unless that's really feeling great for you today. You can just explore with your hands, taking a lot of that pressure, or maybe leaning your forearms on your thighs. You can relax your head and neck. Again, not trying to manipulate the body, just exploring and seeing how things are feeling for you. When you're ready, gently bring yourself up. Make your way onto your hands and knees. So we're always going to try to move in a way that supports the body. So really pay attention to how you get from one place to another. So it might be nice here to kind of gently pick up one leg, put some weight into your hands and kind of twist around, sending your legs behind you, coming onto all fours. If you've got that cushion here, just gently bring it away. Once you're here, take some time to roll around in your spine. Every direction you can think of. So maybe arching your back or curling it there. You can shift your hips side to side. A lot of us humans, we spend a lot of time with the spine in just one position, sitting or standing or sleeping basically. That's always just kind of like this or maybe a little slump. I know for me sometimes. So this is a great exercise just to help things move a bit. The spine can move in all these different directions. And so getting on the floor where you're supported and just kind of exploring can be really helpful. Now walk your hands just a few inches out in front of you and bring your hips forward, dropping through your legs. This is an upward facing dog. That's what the title of the yoga pose is. If this immediately feels like a lot on your lower back or your wrist, you can bend your elbows, just come down a bit lower. The point of this is to open up through the chest and the shoulders, so you can kind of pull back wherever you are. Maybe turning your head to look over one shoulder and the other. And again, if you're feeling really stretchy and want to come up high, that's great. Eventually moving through all fours. We'll come on back for a child's pose. You can bring your knees about the width of your mat or a little wider than your hips if you haven't got a mat. If you can come together behind you and just sink back toward your heels. Arms can stay stretched out in front of you, or if you'd rather, hug them in toward your chest and just rest there. That's okay. If this is feeling like a lot for you and you can't rest here, option is to grab onto your cushion, bring that behind you, between your thighs and your calves, and sit on that. That can be really helpful. You can also bring your blanket underneath your chest or another pillow so that you're supported there. When you're ready, you bring yourself back up on all fours. You can gently remove that pillow and place it down again. And tuck your toes, lift your hips up and lengthen through your legs. This is a downward facing dog. So with downward dog, we're looking for a nice long spine. So you can bend in your knees as much as you need, thinking of putting your weight behind you. Sometimes in downward dog, we keep a lot of the weight forward towards the hands or the shoulders there. Think about bending your knees enough and shooting your hips back so that you get that nice long stretch in your spine and none of that extra pressure on your hands. Inhale, lift up onto your tiptoes. And exhale, lower back down. 2 more times like that. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. And 1 more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Now keeping your feet where they are, put a bend in your knees and drag your hands back to meet your feet at the bottom of your mat. So you're hanging out in a standing forward bend, up and over your legs. So here in our standing forward bend, just a stretch through the hamstrings. You can release through the head and neck if that's nice. Legs don't have to be straight. You can rest your elbows on your thighs or maybe just let your hands hang. We're not trying to reach toward the floor necessarily. It's just a release. So find a version of this that works for you. Then soften a bit in your knees and roll all the way up to stand 1 notch at a time. Should feel pretty nice on your spine. I'll take a deep breath in, reach your arms up. And exhale, let it go. And again, inhale, reach up. Same exhale, grab onto your right wrist and just tug up and over for a stretch. Maybe bending your knees. Bringing it back through your middle. And go for the other side. Gently come back toward your center. Maybe give a gentle shake through your arms and legs. Just notice how things are feeling. All right, I'm just going to move here. You can stay where you are, though, most likely, or in the right place. So keeping your right foot down, slide your left leg back behind you. You can put a big bend in your right knee and your left foot about a 45-degree angle, give or take. This is called a warrior 1 posture. So with warrior 1, hips are facing forward. As much as feels comfortable for you, should open up a bit, feel nice. You can put a small bend in that back knee. You just want to feel supported and stable. So if you've got to adjust through your feet, maybe widening your stance, that's great. And then once you're here, you can stretch your arms up or bring them to your center or your hips, whatever's nice. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. And try to kind of let your breath nudge you. That inhale can expand, and that exhale you kind of sink in. So you're not just kind of holding your breath, holding tension, letting it move all the way through you. Now drop your arms, interlace your hands behind you, lean back, lift up in your chest, and exhale, bow, coming into humble warrior. So we're just coming onto the inside of your front leg. So you can keep a big bend in your knees, only go as far as feels comfortable for you. Gently bring yourself back up. Drop your hands, and then slide your back leg up to meet the front. You can kind of squish your foot around or just bring it back forward. All good. And take a deep breath and reach up. And exhale, relax. Drop your arms. And now warrior one on the left side. So sliding your right leg back behind you. Got your left foot forward. Put a big bend in that front knee, adjusting through your back leg and foot so you're comfortable. Again, if you want to bend that back knee a bit or move the angle of that foot, awesome. And once you're in a good place where you feel supportive, maybe a nice stretch through your hips, arms can reach up. We're here. 3 easy breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now drop your arms. You can interlace your hands behind you. If this feels impossible, just send your arms backward. Lean back, lift up. And exhale, bow forward, bending through your knees, shifting your weight forward. This is a nice one. Push down through both of your legs here and bring yourself back up through your center. And relax and shift until you can bring that back foot up to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, let it go. Drop your arms. One more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, relax. All right, this time we're going to add a bit of energy. So inhale, reach up. And exhale, sink in your hips and come into a chair pose. So chair pose is just sitting in an invisible chair. Your feet can be as far apart as feels nice. Just kind of depends on how things are going in your legs. Arms can stretch up, but if that already feels a little chaotic, just bring them to your center. We're not going to be here for too long. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, lower down. And again, inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, lower down. Once more, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower down. Now come all the way up to stand, reach up. Exhale, fold over your legs, back to standing forward bend. So again, just hanging out here, maybe relaxing in your head and neck. You can nod your head yes, shake your head no. And bend your knees so much that your hands can find the ground. So just keep bending, let your hands find the ground. And then we'll come back into a deep squat. So you can walk your feet back, put some weight into your hands, and cruise on back here. So this is one that can be really tricky if you haven't spent a lot of time on the ground. So we've got some options. You can grab your blanket or the cushion that you've got with you and bring your heels up onto that blanket. That'll give a little bit of space for you there. If that even feels like you can't even get down to the floor very well, another option here is kind of a different variation where you can just come to sit with your feet together and just come forward. So we're just trying to open up the hips a bit. So that's an option if you can't make your way into the squat. But if you're here in your squat, whoosh, I'm going to take some time to just move around here. So you can take some weight in your hands, rock side to side, and also put your weight into one arm and stretch up, and then the other there. We're always looking for that support. Again, if you're really focused, hyper-focused on a posture, making your body fit into a certain shape, then you might hurt yourself or go a bit too far. But if you're just focused on what feels really nice and always trying to support yourself, then yoga's going to feel great in your body, no matter if you can get into a squat or get into a pretzel or whatever you're doing there. So this can be really helpful if you're just needing a bit of extra space with this blanket here. You can also, a few other options, you can bring cushions underneath your hips. I'm just kind of sitting on the blanket, and it's really nice. And all the stretch without kind of the extra stuff. Eventually, bring yourself back out onto your hands and knees. I'm just going to move my blanket back. And tuck your toes. We'll come back to downward dog. Lift your hips up and back. And then use that exhale to kind of sink in. You can let your head go. Might be nice to pedal through your heels. Shift your weight side to side. Then walk your feet up towards your hands. So your hands can move forward here. We're going to try to do this in a way that's useful and helpful for your body. So bend your knees, moving from your hips. Bring a foot and a hand forward. And then the other one. And then the other one. Until you're at the top of your space in standing forward bend. Voila. Roll up to stand one notch at a time. Big breath in, reach up. And exhale, back up and over your legs. Bend your knees until your hands can find the ground. And then slide your left foot all the way back. So you're in a low lunge with your right leg forward. I'm going to keep that back knee off the ground. Keep running into my props here. That's okay. You can always adjust. We're good. So if here it feels pretty rough, kind of like difficult to reach the ground, a couple options you have. You can grab onto a yoga block if you've got blocks at your house. If you don't have blocks, just a book or something can kind of place right here, bring the ground a little closer, and that should give you a bit more support. But we're not going to be here for too long, so don't need to worry about that for now. Leaning into your left hand, stretch your right arm up. So opening into a twist, trying to move from your center. So opening your rib cage and not just your arm there. And then bring your top hand down. Spin down in your back heel. That should cause your hips to lift, lengthen up in your legs, and stretch your left arm up. This is a triangle pose. So your right hand can find anywhere along your leg, maybe down low, maybe up a bit higher. What we're looking for is like we're leaning up against a wall here in your triangle. So you're opening up. So don't worry about where this right hand is, whether it's lower or higher, just find that kind of expansive place and you're good. Now bend through both knees, bring yourself all the way up to stand and then reach up. Exhale, settle into warrior two. So warrior two, arms come out, big bend in that front knee. You might want to squish around through your feet, your legs, find some good angles there. Should help you open up in your hips. If you feel anything wonky, especially in that back knee, just bend it a bit. You can always adjust, find a good place for you. Holding this for 2 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. This time as you inhale, reach up through your hips and your arms. And exhale brings you back down. Inhale, lean back, coming into your reverse warrior. So just tip your body back. You can lengthen in your front leg if that feels nice. And then bend through both knees and roll yourself forward, coming into extended side angle. You can rest your forearm on your thigh. Your opposite arm could stretch up, keeping it by your ear. maybe send it behind you. That opens up my shoulder a ton. I'm doing that sequence one more time. So push down through both legs. Come all the way up. And exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, lean back, reverse warrior. And exhale, floating forward into side angle. This is my favorite kind of sequence of postures. Now turn your hips towards the ground. Let your hands catch you on either side of your front foot. You can come onto your back toes. And then gently bring your back knee down. Bring both hands on the inside of your front foot. Lean your weight over to the left, enough that you can slide your right leg around. And then we'll take a breather here. If you want to come into child's pose, that's an option. If you'd rather just sit comfortably on your hips, your knees, that's okay. I'm going to be here for about 5 to 7 long, deep breaths. When you're ready, gently bring yourself out of this, and we'll meet back up standing. But take your time and support your body. You can move any way you'd like, maybe just climbing up yourself. If you want to try any of the postures we've learned, like the squat or downward dog, that's great too. Bottom line is to just move like you like yourself. Take a deep breath in, reach up. And exhale, relax, drop your arms. One more time there, inhale, reach. This time as you exhale, fall up and over your legs. Bend your knees till your hands find the ground. And then slide your right leg back, coming into a low lunge. Sorry if you can hear the sirens. I live on a pretty kind of main road, probably near a hospital. I haven't seen one, but I just moved here, so. But there's just a lot of sirens, and I kind of have tuned them out now, and then I realize, my videos might pick them up, so I'm sorry if that's happening. Anyway, we're here. Again, if you want, grabbing your cushion or some books to bring the floor to you. And then lean into your right hand, stretch your left arm up. Oh, this is such a nice one for me. If you want, you can play around with lowering or lifting your hips, peeling open through your shoulder. And swapping sides here. Bring your left hand down, let it find somewhere along your leg. Spin down in your back heel. Lengthen your legs. Right arm stretches up, left hand finding somewhere to rest that's cozy, comfortable for you. This is open triangle. So this is kind of triangle-like, this posture. And this is open one. So we're open up. There's another version called twisted triangle. We're not going to do that today, but one day can learn it all. Now bend through both knees and bring yourself all the way up. Reach tall with your arms. And exhale, settle into warrior two. So you've got a big bend in that left knee, arms stretch out. Adjust through your feet, especially that back foot, finding a place that feels supported and stable for you. 2 breaths here, inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Now big breath in, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Now lean back, reverse warrior. If you want, you can lengthen through your front leg. And bend through both knees. Just roll forward into side angle, opening up in this back arm if that's nice. Again, pushing down through both legs, bring everything up, reach. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lean back, reverse. And exhale, floating forward. Let it feel nice on your back. Now turn your hips towards the ground. Let your hands catch you and then come onto your back toes. Gently bring your back knee down. Bring both hands on the inside of your front foot. Kind of lean over to the right enough that you can slide your left leg back behind you. Coming onto all fours. And then bring yourself to sit comfortably on your hips. Taking both legs out in front of you. So if just being here is already great, awesome. So we're trying to keep the spine nice and long. But stretching out the legs can often kind of cause some of this, which is okay. Don't worry about it too much. If you're already feeling like it's pretty difficult to exist here, you can bend your knees. Voila. But also, if you need a bit of extra support, you can grab onto your blanket. And you can kind of pick and choose how cushiony you want it to be, folding it up or unfolding it. Just putting it underneath your knees, and that should provide a little bit of extra release. Now take a deep breath in, reach up, and exhale, fold forward somewhere. So again, we're not trying to grab onto the toes if it's not happening. If you'd rather just massage through your shins, that's great. Sometimes just relaxing in your head and neck is enough to kind of really intensify the stretch. Breathing here for a little bit. When you're ready, gently bring yourself out of this. I'm going to gently remove the blanket. Always trying to treat our props with kindness and respect. This blanket was crocheted by my grandmother, who's passed away. So I definitely care about this blanket more than other blankets. But anyway, just the whole practice is not just about treating yourself well, but everything around you. So we're not just throwing props or hurting ourselves trying to grab them, just taking care. We're going to come on down to lie on your back. Might be nice to grab onto your knees and just roll on down. If you're really feeling like a cushion would be nice under your head, you can go for that. Just maybe try and see if you can lie here without one for a bit. It just might get in the way of a few things, but all right, we'll start here with a happy baby posture. So you can bring your hands to your knees or your feet, somewhere in between. Open up in your hips and just rock from side to side. This can be as big or small as you'd like. So kind of micro rocks or a lot bigger. Don't necessarily need to fall over onto your side, but this could just be a nice release, opening through your hips. When you're ready, gently relax your arms and then stretch your legs up above you. this feels really good, you can just stay here, maybe a soft bend in your knees if you need that. If you've got a wall nearby, you can situate yourself with your legs up the wall. I'll kind of demonstrate that for us. If you don't have a wall, just stay here. It's okay. If you do have a wall and you want to try this, relax. We're not rushing to get anywhere. And support yourself as you turn around, bringing your hips as close to the wall as you can get them. And then just sliding your legs up the wall. So once your feet are up, you can bring yourself a bit closer. And we'll breathe here for 5 to 7 big deep breaths. A lot of yoga involves upside down things. Some yoga styles call them inversions. This includes things like handstands and like kind of other arm balances. We're not doing that today, but this is a nice upside down moment that's really gentle. Feels great. I love it. 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. If your legs are on the wall, bend your knees and just walk your feet down. If they're not on the wall, you can gently bend your knees and bring your legs down. Again, if you're on the wall, just kind of move yourself around until you can stretch your legs out more in front of you. I'm going to do a lot of scooting and wiggling, but that's okay. Bring both knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a big hug, maybe rocking side to side. If you want to lift up in your head, that might be useful too. And keep your right knee hugged in toward your chest. Stretch your left leg out in front of you. Be rolling around in your hips. And find a supine twist. You can take your right leg, bring it up and over your left. Have your arms stretched out to the side. You can keep them on your hips. If you'd like some extra support, a cushion or blanket can come underneath this front knee. Remind yourself to relax, especially in your glutes, your hips, your hands, and your feet. When you're ready, come back to your center. So you can help lift this leg up. Stretch it out in front of you. Hug your left knee in toward your chest, maybe rolling around a bit. And take your leg up and over for your twist. I might need to adjust. I'm going to hit the wall here. Again, keeping your hands on your leg or stretching them out to the side. You can find any variation here that feels useful and isn't hurting. You don't have to suffer during yoga. Or if you're in control, never when you're in control. You can't always say, oh, we're not suffering ever, because some things are outside of our control. And life is tough, has its challenges. But when you're on the yoga mat, you can practice
taking care of yourself so you aren't suffering. Slowly bring yourself back toward your center. And we're going to take a little rest here. So we've got some options. You can stay lying on your back. Legs can be out in front of you. You can plant your feet and let your knees fall together. That's a nice one. If you'd rather lie on your side or your belly, that's okay. If you want to grab a pillow for under your head or a blanket to just really cozy up, that's great. With this rest, you don't need to try to do or not do anything. Just kind of let yourself exist. If you find that your brain starts going more towards kind of anxious, swirling thoughts, an easy exercise that I do is when I inhale, I say to myself 1, and when I exhale, I say to myself 2. Inhale 1, exhale 2. I keep that going in my head, and that kind of helps slow things down for me. This will be here for just a couple of minutes. If you want, you can close your eyes. Scanning your body for any residual tightness or tension, and just letting it go. Start to invite some awareness back to your body and mind. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Rolling around in your ankles and wrists. Taking an invigorating breath. Be stretching up or from side to side. And support yourself as you come back to a comfortable seated place. There's absolutely no rush to get there, so take your time, move gently along the way. Take a deep breath in, reach up. And exhale, bring your hands to your center in some way. Palms to prayer, or one hand on your heart, the other on your belly, or both in your lap is okay. Notice the beating of your heart, the rise and fall of your chest. Think of a word that describes how you feel. Now take a deep breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in, long breath out. Thank you. I hope that you've enjoyed this beginner yoga flow. I'm so grateful that you're here and that you practice with me. And I just hope that you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.